104.5, 104.9 ESPN Baton Rouge. I'm Carley McCord alongside with Matt Moscona from After Further Review, here to give you your preview for LSU versus Florida live from Tiger Stadium. Matt, huge news broke out this week that William Greer suspended for a calendar year for testing positive for PEDs. Very rare that you hear something like that. How much of an impact do you think that has on the Florida offense?
I think it's a big impact because it changes what Florida wants to do. Greer's a much better passer. Really a big surprise to most people coming into this year because Treon Harris was the presumed starter at the beginning of the year. Guy who started half their games a season ago. But what's really interesting about tonight, while Harris starting, I think, does alter the game plan as he's more of a running threat. Keep in mind, Florida's backup tonight is Josh Grady, who is a former Vanderbilt wide receiver. So if Treon Harris, who's more of a run threat, at some point takes a shot and he's out the game, Florida's relying on a former Vanderbilt wide receiver to lead their offense tonight in Tiger Stadium. That could be a big storyline.
Another big storyline that's been taking over sports news for several weeks now is Leonard Fournette, Heisman hopeful, running back here at LSU. How do you think that Florida is going to try to handle him?
Yeah, it's the story of the game, obviously, with Florida's defensive front against Leonard Fournette. And statistically, Florida's best in the, or second best in the SEC against the run. Of course, LSU and Leonard Fournette is leading the conference in yards per game and yards per carry. The really interesting thing, though, statistically, Florida is the best run defense LSU will have faced to this point. But Florida's front seven has given up rush yards. Tennessee had two backs rush for over 100 yards. Quarterback Josh Dobbs ran for 169, and the running back Jalen Hurd also in over 100 yards. There are yards to be had against this Florida defensive front. Tennessee proved it. It's going to be interesting to see if Fournette can capitalize where other guys already have.
So, going to be a big game here in Tiger Stadium tonight. Prediction. I mean, a lot of people are taking LSU just simply because it is here at home for the Tigers. What do you think?
I think that is LSU in this environment under Les Miles has very rarely laid an egg. Big game, national TV, Tiger Stadium at night. They've been very good in this spot. It's hard for me to imagine LSU uninspired. When LSU plays with a ton of emotion, they're going to play well. I think the big challenge tonight is LSU's defense. You're facing a backup quarterback, limited passing offense. To this point, LSU has not put together four quarters. Everybody's a go. Jalen Mills is back. Tashawn Bauer is back. This defense needs to hold Florida under 20. If this Florida offense, with a backup quarterback that struggled on the road at Kentucky, that struggled for three quarters against Tennessee, that only scored 14 points, the offense last week at Missouri, if this Florida offense comes in here tonight and goes over 20, 24 points, that's a big disappointment for this defense. I like LSU 24-17.
Predicting a close game. You were a little irritated 2 weeks ago about Mike the Tiger not coming out of his cage. How are you feeling? Are you gotten over that?
I'll never get over that. You got one job, Mike the Tiger. You get in your cage, you take a lap around the field. If you can't do that, Roscoe, get back in your cage, go back to your habitat in Indiana, live a great life. You're a beautiful animal. I got lots of love for you. I don't hate you. But as Mike the Tiger, there are obligations you have. And if you aren't willing to live up to those obligations, get in your cage. Be wheeled around Tiger Stadium for one stinking lap. You can nap if you want. Just get in your cage. If you don't, Roscoe, get back to Indiana.
He obviously takes it very personal. Once again, I'm Carley McCord. He's Matt Moscona for 104.5, 104.9 ESPN Baton Rouge.